In this video, we will be seeing numerical on gearbox design. From the numerical, I have directly taken a given data. It is given 2-stage 6-speed gearbox. N minimum, which is equals to 250 rpm. N maximum, which is equals to 800 rpm. Now we will be seeing solution. Step number 1, to find theoretical speed values. We know the relation phi equals to Rn raised to 1 upon z minus 1, where phi equals to geometric progression ratio. Rn is denoted by range ratio, which is equals to n max upon n minimum. Z equals to number of steps, which is equals to 6. This is given into numerical. Z, which is equal to number of steps, is equal to 6. Now putting all this value, we will be getting phi. Phi is called as geometric progression ratio, which is equals to 1.2619. Now we will be finding spindle speeds. Z is equals to 6 is given, so we will be having 6 spindle speeds from N1 to N6. Now first N1. N1 is always equal to N minimum, which is equals to 250. Now to find N2, N2 is equal to N1 into phi. Kindly note here N1, which is previous spindle speed of N2, and phi is the geometric progression ratio. So N1 we found 250, phi is 1.2619. Putting this value, you get 315.47. Similarly, now you will be finding N3, N4, N5, N6. So we get N3 value as 398.09, N4 value as 502.34, N5 value as 633.90, N6 value as 800 rpm. Now step number 2, structural formula and structural diagram. See, given is 2-stage and 6-speed gearbox. So we will be designing for 6-speed gearbox. Structural formula is given by Z equals to P1 in bracket x1 into P2 in bracket x2. We know that Z is number of steps. P is denoted by number of stages, which is also called as transmission. X is equals to stage characteristics, which is also called as transmission group. Now this structural formula for 6-speed is given as Z equals to 2 into 3. Now 2 into 3 is nothing but the factors. 2 3s are 6. Okay. Now what is x1? X1 is always equal to 1. We have to assume x1's value as 1, and x2 will always be coefficient of x1. Now here we will be seeing Z equals to 2. What is x1? X1 we have to assume as 1. X2, this will always be coefficient of x1. So this is x1, the coefficient of x1 is 2. So this comes here, coefficient of x1. So you get Z equals to 2 in bracket 1, 3 in bracket 2. Now these factors have other possible arrangement also, or some other combinations. So I have shown other combinations. Say suppose Z can also be written as, first I am shifting x2 in place of x1. So I have written x2 over here, x1 over here. Now obviously in this x1 is always 1, and what is x2? X2 becomes the coefficient of x1. So the coefficient of x1 is 3. So we are putting here 3. So here we get the second possible arrangement of the structural formula. Similarly, we get third arrangement. Now third arrangement, what we are doing is that previously we shifted x1 and x2. Now we will be shifting the P, that is P2 will be placed in place of P1, and P1 will be placed in place of P2, and likewise we will get the third arrangement. In the fourth arrangement, we have first, previously we have shifted p, now we are shifting again x. Your x1, in place of x1 it comes x2, and in place of x2 it comes x1. So simply to telling is that what I did is I have one structural formula in terms of px. What I did, I have written other possible arrangements. Other possible arrangements in terms of what? In terms of shifting xn to x1 and x2, and in terms of shifting p1 and p2. So you can simply go through it, no need to have confusion. So there are these possible arrangements or combination. Now we will be going for first arrangement or combination, which is 2 in bracket 1, 3 in bracket 2. So this is the structural diagram. Now how to draw the structural diagram? First see over here, and then I will try to show you by drawing it. The vertical lines are called as shaft. So we are having first as input shaft, second as intermediate shaft, and third as output shaft. Now as here we are having P1 and P2, so there will always be three groups, 1, 2, 3. If it was P1 and P2, so 1, 2 and 3. If it was P3, then you would have one more vertical line. So what is vertical line? Vertical line denotes shaft. So in this way we are having two groups, so three vertical lines, three shaft. First is the input shaft, intermediate shaft, and output shaft. What are the horizontal lines? Horizontal lines denote spindle speed. How many speeds we have? From N1 to N6. So N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6. Okay, so vertical line as a shaft, horizontal line as a spindle speed. This is called as first stage, this is called as a second stage. Now we will be seeing how this is drawn. Let us focus here. First what you have to do is that you have to find the middle of the spindle speed. So you are having say 1 to 6. 6 is the even number. Obviously that point will be coming in between 3 and 4. So we are plotting a point over here. So this point comes in the center of N4 and N3. So this is even number, that is why it is not perfectly falling on any of the line. If it was the odd number, then it would have fallen on any of the perfect line. So this is called as a node. So what it says, first group, what first group says? Two lines from the first node with the gap of 1. So two lines. This is one line and this is another line, and this is the gap. So from this node, two lines with one gap. Okay, this much is clear. Now this is your first node, two lines, one gap. Here you get two more nodes. Now from this node, what is saying? We are going to second group, that is 3 in bracket 2. So from this node you should have three lines. First we will focus on this node. We have to draw three lines. So from this node itself draw first line, horizontal line. Now the gap should be of 2. So from here 1, 2, again I am drawing second line. From here again 1, 2, I am drawing 3 line. See, pay attention again what is saying 3, 2. We should draw 3 lines, each line having 2 gap. So 3 lines. First itself from the node I am drawing a horizontal line, 2 gaps, 1, 2. So I am drawing this second line, 1, 2. So I am drawing this third line. So 3 lines with gap of 2. Now this node is done. Now this node is remaining. So from again this node, draw a horizontal line. So your one line is done. Then with the 2 gap, 1 2, draw second line, 1 2, draw third line. So in this way you can draw structural diagram. Now this is for one combination. There are how much combinations? There are 4 combinations. So this is for second combination. Just simply I will give you overview of this diagram. You are having a node over here. How we found? We found the center of the spindle speed. From here again, now what he is saying, 2 lines. This is one line, this is second line. How much should be the gap? 3. 1 2 3 box. Then again you are getting 2 nodes. From this node, 3 lines. 3 lines, whenever it is to draw 3 line, first horizontally you draw a line from the node. Gap, what he is saying, is of 1. 1 above, 1 down, second line and third line. From this node again, 1 line in the horizontal, 1 up, second down. So 1 line horizontal, second up, third down. So likewise 3 lines with 1 gap. So I have shown you for 2 possible arrangements. Next is third arrangement and fourth arrangement. So likewise there are 4 arrangements. Now step number 3, determination of optimal structural diagram. So which is the best suitable arrangement we have to check. Now what is the condition for that? The first condition is summation of nodes should be minimum. I will show you practically with each structural diagram. Second is the coefficient should be in this manner, like x1 should be less than x2 and x2 should be less than x3. Now let us check with one structural diagram. So first we will be checking with structural diagram first, which I have noted over here as A. So see here, this is your first shaft. Here you can have your first node. So the first node is between 3 and 4. So that's why we have written 3.5. I have highlighted over here 3.5. Second shaft. Now here you can see we will always consider in higher order. So second shaft, the node is having 4. So we have written 4 over here. Third shaft, continuing with the line, number of nodes 6. Sorry, this just focus here. First you are having 3.5, second you are having 4, and third you will be having 6. So this is about your first diagram. Let us see about your second diagram. In the second diagram, first shaft you will be having obviously 3.5 value. Second node, the highest order node which we will be seeing is at 5. So we will be writing its value as 5. And the third shaft, the value of node is 6, which we are considering. So just pay attention that we are considering the order in higher nodes. So likewise you get 14.5 its summation. So I have shown you for first diagram, second diagram. Similarly it will be for third diagram and fourth diagram. After the summation of the nodes from each shaft you get the value. For the first diagram you get value as 13.5, second diagram as 14.5, and third diagram 14, and the last one 15. So here you can note that the highlighted value which I have marked gives you optimum diagram. So likewise it satisfies one criteria, but it should also satisfy the second criteria. Second criteria is this: the coefficient should be in this order. Now as you can see, for the first diagram, this is your x1, this is your x2. Obviously x1 is less than x2, so it is satisfying your second condition. So in this way summation of nodes of structural diagram of A is the lowest. Also the second criteria is satisfied. So the best possible or optimum diagram is structure 1 or A. So here I have written structural diagram A, which is having a structural formula 2 in bracket 1, 3 in bracket 2, satisfies the both criteria, so it is optimum structure diagram. Now step number 4, which is called as speed diagram. Now let me clear you first. What I have to do is, as it is you draw the best possible or optimum structure diagram, just note one thing, add one column to the left. So this is your shaft 1. I am adding one more column or one shaft over at the left, and I am adding one horizontal line at the top. So at left one line, at horizontal top one line. So as it is, I am drawing the best possible optimum structural diagram. What I do is that I am connecting this point to this point. This is called as the input from motor shaft. This is called as the input from the motor shaft.